Oh, that's hilarious. Because like, if you just say juggling, it's not really. But then you're like, oh, it's kind of halfway between zergling and juggling. It's like this juggling. It's good shit.
It's good shit, man.
Oh, I also told people to shit talk TY in your chat as well because I like making you happy, man.
They did do that. I'm like, what are these people talking about? Because they were like, that's why Ariel Ace was like, that's why TY isn't that good. He only plays Terran. And also he's a GSL champion. I'm like, okay. It's just like, what are they talking about?
It's like he is the GSL champion as well. Like,
yeah, he's the Terran. Come on, guys.
He's the reigning champ right now. Like,
correct, yeah. And I mean,
he's dominated as well.
Right this season too. Yeah, he did. Yeah,
I would not be surprised, man.
There was 3 series in a row, including the final, where TY prepared so hard for his opponent that he made them look foolish.
Oh yeah, he looked great, man. And I mean, he broke potting, which I love potting, but it was great to see. Like me mentally, broke him.
Fail. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh man, Hellions, good units. Well, guys, we are here. It's our grand finals of the EPT Americas Weekly number 27. EPT, of course, standing for the ESL Pro Tour. It's a grand finals. It's best of 5, hailing from Brazil. But he's lived in America in the root house. He's lived over in the Netherlands more recently, studying and working over there and kicking butt still. His name is Diego. It is Kelazhur.
He's the Diego Schwimmer. And in the bottom left here, representing the Cosmos Esports clan. I think they're a team. I'm not too sure if they're clan, but of course, Solar is one of those incredible Zergs. He's made the grand final of, I think it was the Asus ROG last year. It's cool to see him looking scary again as one of the best players in the world. He is Solar in the bottom left here.
Wait. If he's got that tag, that sounds like he's being picked up then. I'm pretty sure Cosmos is a proper team.
Proper team, is it?
Yeah,
so
I'm quite sure that he must be a new sign-up. I'm checking his Twitter right now, man. Because I'm like, wait a second, that's like a real team, man. I think.
I know that Koreans also do that thing where they just jump into like clans a lot. Or you know, obviously, if Cosmos is a real team, I want to shout them out properly. So
oh yeah, of course. Isn't it Gemini's team as well, and like a few other people?
It's Gemini.
Okay, they've got him on a 1 month contract right now. So they've said we're going to support him just for 1 month. We'll try and help him through this period and stuff.
Because did that for special, I think.
Yeah, I think they might have. So they're professional esports org. Yeah, SC2, PUBG, COD, Valorant, Brawl, etc., etc.
Oh, cool.
I'm really bad at keeping up with teams. I sometimes forget who players are.
Apologies.
You know, after you cast Silky, Chinese Silky, people the next day were like, did you watch the Silky versus Time Games in EPT? And I'm like, excuse me, Silky is playing American EPT. He can't be competing 2 regions at the same time. And then I remember that they're not 2 different people, because in the past I've always thought American Silky was a Chinese student living in America, because I know there's a Chinese Silky flag sometimes in brackets, and they're different people, and I was like, oh, I'm such an idiot.
Well, we've got a 3-rack Reaper game here's Pig. I don't know if you've remember this build. Pretty
good, man, especially on Ice and Chrome. If he's pulling it out here, I think he's 100% pulling it out on Ice and Chrome, though I think that got vetoed actually, so maybe that's why. Kelazhur made his name as a Reaper boy, guys. He's one of these guys who just an exceptional Reaper micro player, and he knows he's got a slight ping advantage. Now, the 3rd hatch is still going up. Ling speed's miles away, though. This was a slow ling speed. Oh, that actually is why this is so bad for Solar. This is not the 330 ling speed. Oh, Solar always goes for the quick 3rd hatch. I love the build choice even more as I think about this, and I think about what we know about Solar as a player. Kelazhur really picking his build well. He knows he's got an extra 40 seconds before ling speed kicks in to what's normal.
Yeah, so he hasn't even lost a Reaper yet. He might lose his first one.
Oh my God.
No, he kills the Queen. All the Reapers still alive.
2 queens going down already, and there's still a lot of healthy Reapers. Anytime you turn around and target those red hit point Reapers, you're going to take a lot of shots. Now, there's a lot of Zerglings, but he's only on 23 workers, Maynard. Even if he kills these Reapers, it's still going to be a game. And if Kelazhur can do even more damage, and that's just insane. He's got to be careful, though. It's now done. Ling speed is done. Kelazhur's trying to hit that tumor. He's got to be careful, man. Ling speed's about to kick in. Ooh.
Oh, and he doesn't have a lot of map to save these Reapers. He's dropping KD8 grenades to give himself some space. Some juggles on the Reapers are good. He saves most of them. 2 on the left side do get nibbled to death by the Lings.
He needs to get to the high ground.
Oh, he's going to go to the left. He's going to step to the left.
Oh, man. He's trying to get to this little ledge. I don't know if you can even jump up and down there. He doesn't even need ledges. His name's Kelazhur. He's a friggin' Reaper god. He kills so many lings there, man. And he's got more rallying across.
Ledges, where we're going, we don't need ledges. He's double expanding as well, grabbing 2 CCs back at home.
Yeah. Oh, my God. He's almost got those queens. They're both deep in the red. Solar here. He's got another round of lings coming out, but if he loses these queens, it's terrible. Oh!
This control from Kelazhur is so good.
Welcome to Reaper Town.
Yeah, population U. Oh, no.
Damn, this it's good micro, man. Really good micro. And it takes advantage. Like I said, it's just the ling speed is just too delayed there. And he got such good early damage on the queens. And he just kept stacking that up. I mean, the bases are connected now, but it's 1 queen, 18 lings against 11 reapers. It's a big advantage to the reapers. I think Solar is still got to desperately look for one of these surrounds. And the problem here is that choke point. Right? If you try to chase him down that ramp, you're going to take big grenades on that ramp. 5 damage might not sound like a lot from the grenade. Guess what? Zerglings only have 35 life, man. Even a grenade does a significant amount of damage to them.
That's a good chunk of damage for sure. And Kelazhur is still doing a great job at keeping these Reapers alive. He's only lost 5 in this game. Meanwhile, he's done 47 lings and 4 queens and 3 drones.
Wrap around.
Oh, good move from Solar. He's got him on the ramp, though.
Oh, nicely done.
Spam.
Nicely done. Nicely done. Oh, man, he's still killing a lot of these Zerglings on the way out, but they are all going to go down, and that's a problem. Because his transition is just starting, and he's got a 3rd CC.
He doesn't even have factory yet.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of space for Solar to make up for all this early damage now, right? He pushes him back.
On the outside. Mate, what are you doing here?
Oh! We do need to repair.
Yeah, I mean, Kelazhur is not going to die here, but he obviously has lost map control.
Yeah.
Solar can start droning again pretty safely here. You know, go up into upgrades, go up in a lair potentially. That's, you know, Kelazhur is, I want to say, on 5 barracks. Woo!
He got down to 1 queen at a point. I really thought Solar might just die. That's incredibly well done by Kelazhur to keep up the aggression, but also by Solar to just survive as long as he did. And he's going to go into Metavax. There is double eBay. Ooh, 1 in the natural, 1 in the main. I'll tell you what, both upgrades aren't being remembered in this game, Maynard. Let me see, actually.
There's a reason why the engineering bays are usually next to each other. Oh, he gets +1 armor. There it is. Okay.
Wait,
on that one.
Does he put his eBays? They're on a control group. It's okay. They're both on 0. He control groups like me. Old school. Both on 0. That's some old school shit right there, man.
Yeah, the Reaper's just trying to trade here with these Zerglings. Obviously, Solar's just trying to keep Kelazhur pinned as long as possible. Kelazhur did get triple CC, so he's, you know, able to really pump those SCV numbers up if he wanted to. But at the moment, you know what he's pumping, Pig? The Marine count. I think he's going to rely very heavily on a huge amount of Marines with Metavax to try and hit some kind of upgrade timing.
Well, the creep is going to be very important to slow down those Marines and give you some Baneling flexibility. The Reapers come out and get surrounded. These Zerglings do go down for it. The Marines starting to push forwards here. That 3rd going to land, and yeah, Kelazhur's like, hey, monster mode, mother trucker. This is so funny, right? When you just see like Marines walking out, no Hellion control, no Viking, no BC, no Banshees. It brings back echoes of days past. Yeah, I mean, for me, it makes me think of Bomber, man. It's like 3 CC and then just push across with Marines. You're like, I'm just going to walk across the map with Marines now. You're like, what the hell? This is weird, man.
Kelazhur leaving some Marines at home, smartly enough, but sending a good chunk of them out across the map for a little bit of a counterattack. Solar has only just started bailing speed. He's about to have 1-1, though. +1 attack already done for Kelazhur's Marines.
He's going to play quick ultras by the looks of it. We haven't seen a Hydroden yet, so it really, with the missing gases, he's only on 4 gas. I love this style. When you're a bit behind and the game's been a bit awkward, well, there's one thing that keeps you alive and allows you to play a longer game, and that's just having enough Ling Bane to win fights, to hold on, defend your creep, push it further out of the map, and defend your economy. That's what Solar's doing. So he's doing a 4-gas, fully saturated 4th play. I tried this as a comeback mechanism against Vindicta earlier, and, well, it turns out Vindicta's infinitely a better player than me, but I think this is such a good way of making up for the unit deficit that Solar found himself at in the early game. I can speak words good. There's a lot of bio out, but you know what? He's just saying, I don't need the technical units. All I need is Ling Bane. As long as I have enough of this, I can do run buys, I can defend these drops, and I'm going to go up into quick ultras behind this.
Kelazhur is on Widow Mine production on the other side of the fence, so obviously good Widow Mines would be really fantastic. Nice target fire there on the banelings to the north. Meanwhile, he's got a bit of a... we're actually picking off a couple banelings there and a good scan. Going to get a bunch of creep tumors as well. Not the active one, unfortunately, but still clearing up a bit of that creep. And the wall-off, not quite good there for Kelazhur, so a lot of these lings are getting in there with their 1-1 upgrades that could actually potentially overwhelm if all the lings were together.
I actually think maybe he could have kept committing and won that fight, but Solar does pull back and gives Kelazhur a moment. And we saw in Kelazhur's series against Denver that one of his weaknesses has been his run-bys. You know, they kept getting in with Denver and kept doing damage, but the reason that they're a weakness and they do damage consistently is he never backs away from the front. He just keeps pushing. He never seems to chill out. And you can see it here. Drop on the top, clears up Overlord, still redropping. Drop on the bottom, still hanging around. Single Marine on the high ground, trying to take out drones. Finally gets cleared up.
Widow Mines are now part of the force for Kelazhur. His north drop is still alive, amazingly, just 4 Marine strong. The south drop is getting thinned out, and big reinforcements here from Kelazhur. Some Marauders coming in here to help him out with the Banelings.
So he wants to clear this front middle pushing path. You see Kelazhur doesn't care about this top area. He just wants to make sure this rich gas base can be pushed through the middle, and he can, at the same time, cut off this bottom base. So he's still keeping it going, but uh-oh, 4th CC is very vulnerable. Kelazhur's army's down here. He's got a nice mine marauder spread. The Banelings aren't going to do much, but his 3rd base is in trouble. His 4th CC gets killed, not cancelled there. And those Zerglings coming back to deal with this. The Marine drop in the back of the base at the same time. Kelazhur still pushing on the front. He is so aggro and so in Solar's face right now.
He certainly is. The Lurker Den here from Solar is actually kind of exposed. The 2-2 upgrades are going to finish, so there's no real problem there. That SimCity is going to make it a little bit tougher for Solar to get in there, but he will actually clean up this army. The 4th base of Solar is still under threat, though. That low ground base is still in trouble. He's got those mines. A bit of a mine drag there from Solar, trying to detonate these mines. Oh, he's getting a little bit close. He gets another mine pick off. Actually, really good trades on those mines for Solar. Not taking very much damage at all to the Banelings. Still a lot of lings alive.
This is still so close here, but these mines, anytime they recycle, is so big for Kelazhur. And I love the way he pushed so hard because he forced a big fight when he was 2-2 versus 1-1 and a lot of trading that went his way. Now the upgrades are even, but he's still got this forward position, and this 4th base is in dire straits.
Certainly is. His 3rd has been re-secured here. Some Hydras coming out from Solar, but they don't have that buffer of lings here. Solar's army count starting to dwindle. Kelazhur overwhelming the 4th base. He's going to grab the Lurker Cocoon as well. 1 Lurker comes in, but that's not going to be enough with a scan from Kelazhur. Spreading the Marines, though. He's fighting right on top of Baneling Cocoons, but zero fear. He's target firing down those units, and Kelazhur breaks the back of Solar defensively, taking game number 1. What the fuck has happened? What's Kelazhur eating, and can I get some?
Well, he's eating Solar Eclipse for breakfast there, mate. Just chows down on that non-stop aggression. 3-Axe Reaper from the start. Absolutely beautiful play from Kelly. Does take down Salt. Man, it's been too long since I've cast Kelazhur. I just had a moment there when I said Kelly, and I was like, ooh. I can already sense 2 minutes from now a few Kelazhur fans saying, don't call him that. It sounds dumb. I'm excited. He's such a good player. He's so aggressive. He's got that flair in his play. Just sick play start to finish for game 1.
Oh my god, I'm still processing what we just saw there. Kelazhur was actually doing some really sick multitasking there. Obviously, the ability to defend and attack at the same time is probably a weakness for Kelazhur. Judging by the series against Denver and that game or 1 already against Solar, run-bys always find damage. But, I mean, if you still win the game and you don't lose your army and you're still trading well, then you know, it really, in StarCraft, it feels like when it comes down to it, it's like, are you killing the army of your opponent? There's a reason why, you know, when a drop happens or a run-by happens, people are screaming at them going, pick off the Nexus, it's only 1 hit point, oh my god, pick off the hatchery, it's so low. The reason why they're pulling back is because they're like, oh, the army's here, I'm going to try and win a fight against the army. Because if you pick off the hatchery, you pick off the Nexus of the command center, that's a big advantage. But if you kill the army, you win the game.
Oh, yeah.
And that is what Kelazhur was prioritizing there, and he absolutely did it.
Of course, Solar got Lurkers out at the very last second there. Once again, Lurkers not quite, I think, the right unit, especially not with this double upgrade play. I do not think this is the right way to hang on.
I think the Ultras would have been fantastic, but it didn't have the breathing room to get up to tier 3.
Yeah. I do think escalating those run-bys also may have been the secret. Did back out at a crucial moment in that last game, but he held strong down here in the bottom left-hand side, opening up with a very aggressive map 1. Will he continue that pattern throughout? As that SCV just going to the high ground looks pretty normal for now. It is Kelazhur. Of course, playing for Archangel. Kelagod.
Right. And the top right here, currently down in the series. Looking to tie it up. It is Solar from the Cosmos Esports team.
And yeah, definitely I think Kelazhur at an all-time peak MMR right now. He's looking sick. He's just looking goddamn good at StarCraft. Now Solar, like I said, this is peak Solar. Do not count him out after that one. He got back in that game. I think Mauling Bane run by is more hanging on, and really what that game came down to was Kelazhur identifying that he had quicker upgrades and forcing the fight so aggressively. Like, you know, that was where his advantage came from. That's the sort of game I looked at that and I realized, oh man, I've been exactly where Solar is. You're like, cool, if I just hang on a bit longer, my upgrades are going to catch up, buy time with a run by, do this, do that. And then your opponent's like, he's here, and then he's here. Like the little 4 marine drop on the left that ended up in the back of the natural.
Yep.
Killing drones, pulling units away. The other drop went on the high ground of the 4th, killed drones, picked up, went back to the low ground, came in, traded with lings, picked up, healed. He kept recycling those drops so much. And it was those little things where Kelazhur opened up opportunities, created enough chaos, and Solar kind of found himself at the tail end of those big trades going, cool, my 2/2s kicked in just after I threw my entire army away trading with his army. God damn it. Like, I was 2 upgrades behind. I would have given anything to slow the game down and just buy 30 seconds to catch up on those upgrades. But Kelazhur was the one who just didn't give him the breathing room to do that. So very excited to see where map 2 goes, and, you know, upgrade's something I'm going to be keeping my eye on throughout, since I feel like that may be a crucial part of what Kelazhur is working on here.
As Solar moves out to take that 3rd base a little bit earlier than you normally would, but pretty regular for the most part here from the Zerg. And Kelazhur, no 3 actually for this game, obviously, as he's going for the quicker expansion. It is just a regular 1/1/1 opening. It's Reaper into Marine, in fact, so... Ooh, gets a drone with the Reaper. That's pretty uncommon. Nice stuff from Kelazhur.
Not bad at all. Not bad at all. He did that against Denver as well. Kelazhur is a Reaper god.
He's
really,
not bad.
Yeah, made a name for himself as just off his micro and his aggression, and has continued to get good.
There was Bjarne in Korea, there was Euthermal in Europe, and there was Kelazhur in NA. There was the Reaper boys.
So we do see a reasonably timed 3rd, but the ling speed once again is not super duper fast, but it's definitely a little bit quicker than that previous game. So Solar making a bit of an adjustment to have that quicker ling speed, and I think this is nice for Kelazhur, already just showing a 3x Reaper early on and trying to pressure your opponent into a little bit of a safer track. I mean, that being said, 30 seconds, it's still not the fastest ling speed. Solar still looks pretty confident, pretty comfortable. He's not changing everything. And Hellions will come out. Now, I mean, we saw Hellion Lib earlier against Denver. This time it's going to be Hellions into a Viking. And, that's a Marauder. The classic. One of my favorites. I think this always has a place in a best of 5. I think now more than ever. We've seen so little of this in the last 2 months, but it's going to be a medevac after the Viking. We're going to see a second Marauder, concussive shells, an armory, Hellbats, Marauders, a medevac, a landed Viking, and it is a brutal timing attack that hits very quickly.
I think it's a really good map for it as well. It's just the flight distance isn't as long as like your, your Everdream or your Ice and Chrome or Eternal Empire. I think this is one of the better maps for it. It's not, I mean, Submarino is #1 for something like this, but not bad. And I love it in the best of 5, especially when you're up a map. You could potentially be on match point after just the quick build order. Potential win. Yeah,
I've gone to Solar's camera to see if he's got wind of this. He's dropped a Bailey Nest just now. It won't be ready in time. I don't think, because I believe we're going to see that medevac pick up those 2 Marauders and head across the map very soon. And he's droning really hard. Now, he's going to try to come in with some Zerglings. Doesn't see... Okay, he sees only depots in the wall-off and Hellions coming out of the base. Now, that could mean there's a bit more aggression, so he builds a few more Lings, and he's sending Lings across as a backstab. Kelazhur's wall is down. Oh, no. Yeah, I'm really hoping he raises that wall, and he doesn't take huge damage behind. But here he comes. He's hitting the front. The Marauders unload out of that medevac.
And it's Hellbat time, baby! In comes the flame, bringing the barbecue. The Lee's going straight into the Hellbats and getting minced here, and he hasn't even picked up the medevac yet. Yeah. Oh no, Solar's already in trouble, Pig.
Oh, he gets the Lings in, but the Hellions and the SCVs will defend that. Kelazhur losing 3 or 4 SCVs, no problem. He takes out every Baneling before they finish. Oh,
yeah.
man, this is so good. 1 Hellbat, 2 Hellbats fall. He's going for the medevac, but he boosts it back. The Queens take massive damage there. Solar wanted to take out that medevac, but that medevac still adding so much healing to this, and finally it will go down. But, I mean, this has been a pretty awesome trade for Kelazhur. He's killed almost every Queen. That being said, Solar's still up 11 workers here. He'd like a little bit more damage with Kelazhur. If he can kill a bunch of these drones.
He hasn't been cleaned up yet. He hasn't been cleaned up yet. We've got a few more Lings popping out. The Lings will clean this up. All right, here we go.
4 Hellbats, though.
Bringing in a few more Hellions.
More Hellbats are here. He's going to go for this natural again. And behind this, the 3rd CC starts. There's more Hellions in production and a Liberator. Kelazhur committed a crazy amount to this, man. He even cut SCVs a little bit there. So this was not just a light pressure. He was looking for more damage, and he's also looking for more follow-up damage. Oh, I do think Solar's stabilized, and he's really well set up. The Lib not going to do too much here.
Gets a Queen. 2 Queens, actually. That's actually more than I thought.
Not too bad, actually, yeah.
Let's look at the Queens killed in this game. He's killed 9 Queens! He's killed 9 of them! It's fucking insane!
Yeah, that's really frustrating as a Zerg. I mean, he's still got some active tumors out, which is something. He's trying to drone back up. This was not cheap for either side. I mean, it definitely drags the game to muddy waters. And as long as Kelazhur has played from this situation a bunch, he should have a good idea of what to do. And, you know, he's continuing the Hellion Lib. As long as those Hellions don't sack themselves, I'll be happy. There's a lot of Ling Bane right there, so good setup by Solar. But quick response by Kelazhur. Gets on out of there. And as long as he dodges the Spore, which he will... Oh, nicely done, Kelazhur. Just looking to distract with the Hellions. Sieges the main. Solar with a quick response, but a big annoyance from the Brazilian Terran.
Spire follow-up. So we're going to be seeing a regular old Ling Bane muter here from Solar. I mean, I haven't seen him start baneling speed here just yet, which seems really important right now. Oh, okay. Does actually connect with those Hellions. Bane speed be damned if they just juke near that high ground, so he gets a nice connection there.
Yep. And the Lib there, still alive on 3 hit points. What a monster. I love that. Sieges it in the corner. Yeah.
You bring a Queen out here into this dead part of the map, I swear to God, I'll shoot it. Don't think I won't.
This here is fuck Canyon. Don't go there. It's bad.
This is so you can F2 without the Liberator coming along with you for the ride.
Yep, just in case he's doing it. You think he's doing it just for show. Bit of an explanation there, which is quite necessary. Sometimes we do talk about this game as if everybody sits there watching it all day like we do. So always good to explain some of those details. And you know what? The upgrade advantage is epic for Kelazhur in this game. Carapace just starts and 1-1's almost finished for Diego.
Yeah, and he doesn't even have that second Evo yet, so the attack upgrade is going to take a back seat here for Solar. Oh my, Piggly Wiggly. This is looking all right for the Terran. Obviously, the trades were pretty expensive on both sides. I think the Terran may be coming out a little bit ahead. And that's turned into a slightly bigger lead here as his macro machine starting to kick in. I mean, being only 7 workers, actually scratch that, 5 workers down versus a Zerg who doesn't have a 4th base. This is really, really nice for Terran economically.
Yeah, the problem is the muters are coming out, so they could do some big counter damage. They're going to hunt the Lib first of all. Why not? There is a dead Liberator down there. But this tank's here. Nice little... This is the push that Kelazhur has done time and again. And his Bane speed's just starting.
Oh, no. Quite a bit of Ling Bane, the Solar, and I like the Mutalisks. That means that he can potentially like swing around and maybe do some damage on one of these tanks, but Kelazhur, of course, is parking some bio on it. I think if Solar grabs everything together, he should be able to overwhelm this.
Yeah.
He just wants to obviously trade as well as possible.
I don't think it's going to be the same squad of absolute doom that it was against Denver, but it's, you know, good pickup to the high ground. He can unload up there and be kind of annoying. But, yeah, just get out of there and try to save whatever you can, Kelazhur. And, hey, he's got another army here. So it looks like he's going to actually rotate around the right-hand side, potentially. I think for Kelazhur right now, the trick is actually just not trading until 2-2. I mean, yeah, he's up 2 upgrades right now for another 30 seconds, but I think he's slowing things down is actually where an epic advantage is. Loki agrees.
Yeah, Loki's like, this analysis is really on point, and I love this stream. Please click follow. Please click subscribe. I speak Doganese. That's exactly what he's saying. I mean, listen to him or don't listen to him. Put it this way, if you don't listen to Loki, he will, I don't know, bark even louder, ruin your chat experience, probably shit on my lawn again. You know.
Oh, he's got a lot of Marines behind the tank.
He started stepping those Marines, it feels like, with the Mutalisks, so Solar will overwhelm this spot. I mean, Kelazhur is doing some target fire, trying to get as much value out of it as possible, but the army will be cleaned up. Another rally through the middle of the map, but Solar still with a decent unit count.
Whoa! Kelazhur, I think he forgot that reinforce was coming over there. Oh no, from a bad first engage to a disaster of a second, and I think we just see that exceptional ability Korean Zergs have to crush a Terran push and grab hold of a game. We see this time and again. The Terran's ahead. He's securing a 4th base against a 3-base Zerg. The Zerg looks desperate, behind on upgrades, behind on economy, only building Mutiling Bane, and then they just crush a fight so one-sidedly you wouldn't even believe, dive across the map, and suddenly it looks like Solar's going to get on the production and win the game just like that.
Yeah, with this many mutas sitting on your production, you just don't really have the unit count that you need and to stop the Zerg from overwhelming spot. There's a Thor on the way, but it's halfway done, and I don't even think that will be quite enough here, as there's still more Ling streaming through the middle of the map. Oh, he picks off a Barracks as well. Like, just even, like, salt in the wounds for Kelazhur.
Yeah. Solo was desperate, guys. Like, he was like, on 1-1, not starting to only 68 drones against the Terran going up to 4 bases. And, you know, Kelazhur there, I think just a little bit on autopilot, feeling like the Zerg was just going to blindly try and drone the 4th and macro up. Solar felt so pressured, he knew he needed to kind of just dumpster one of the Terran armies. And I think Kelazhur could have held on, but that reinforce just walking into the Mutiling Bane, clearly a big mechanical error. I don't know if his game tabbed out. Windows like, hey, you look like you're trying to play a tournament. Would you like to update Windows now and change your firewall settings?
Windows Update actually did kick around for me on my side, so maybe it's hitting Kelazhur as well. Just like the boop boop, grabs grabs your game, makes the screen go dark or whatever it is, and pops up that. Actually, no, it full screens now, doesn't it? Like full screens goes straight into like your Windows desktop with a pop-up. Yeah,
it's incredible. You know, a lot of companies out there don't actually have a development team focused on penetration, but Microsoft does. Like, they find a way to go elbow deep inside of your, you know, privacy and your computer experience every time. You're there just hanging out. You don't even hear that rubber glove go slap, and they're gonna. Bend over, sir. We'd like to look at your data and also tab you out of games while you're in tournaments. Now, I don't actually know if that's what happened then, guys. This is just a theory. But you guys can tweet at Kelazhur.
Theory. Loki. It's all right, little man. Look, Loki fucking hates Microsoft. If there is a dog in this world that hates Microsoft, it is Loki. He's like, oh my god, I hate Microsoft so much, I'm going to vomit on my computer room carpet again. Just like yesterday. It's all right, little man. Hey.
If Clippy walked into your house, Loki would fuck his shit up. He would be like, what the fuck?
He would fucking eat his face off. And just have it for like a free lunch. The dog's actually like right behind me. Yeah. Hey, little man. Who's a good boy, loves his esports, don't you? Hmm?
Oh my god.
Book.
All right. Up here in the top left, representing Archangel Esports, and I think actually with a really good start in that last game and a very cool timing, it did get him in a completely good position. I think he was in a great position, in fact. Just wasn't quite able to carry it through. It is Kelazhur.
It is indeed. Representing Archangel, going for the proxy. In the bottom right here, about to receive l'agression. It is Solar. Korean Zerg when you map 2.
Solar's going to spot that second SCV. The first Overlord of Solar is checking for this. Now, Kelazhur doesn't see it as well. Oh no. I'm on Solar's camera right now. Why is he not sending drones down, Maynard? Did he not?
No, I think maybe he saw it, but he didn't see it, if you know what I mean.
Oh, the Overlord saw it, and he walkie-talkied back. No one answered the phone, and he's like, oh, they must have heard. It's fine.
Yeah, he went, but he couldn't hear him over the sound of a drone getting hatched from the lava.
Yeah, he's still moving his Overlords around, checking. Oh, Solar!
Yeah, he didn't see it.
He saw it, but he didn't see it. So what we mean, guys, is he got vision of it, but he did not notice that brief second where the SCV went through the Overlord's vision. Otherwise, he would have absolutely pulled 2 or 3 SCVs down there and been killing those barracks, because now this is very close to his base. It's also a real annoying position, because even if you kill the wave, he can pop Marines out and hold this choke point. He's got this lovely little defensive pocket behind the minerals with a single entrance point which he can hold position up, and Solar has no effing idea, and even the bunker's going to start without Solar realizing. That's 10 seconds of free build time. This is an absolute disaster for Solar.
Yeah, this is an absolutely rough situation. That's his first inclination that he's being proxied right there. As his drone comes down, he's like, oh shit, bunkers. Pulls the drones down. Already Marines here in between a bit of a choke point with those bunkers. And Kelazhur creates a wall. Oh, no.
Oh, my God. He's actually, yeah, he's full walled it. Kelazhur there, of course, can pop in and pop out on the other side. Take out that spine crawler. And, yeah. I mean, this is really rough.
SpaghettiOs.
I don't think that spine finishes. You think Solar might just be dead here.
Yeah, this is very, very rough. Obviously, if you have the ability to leave your natural or you have a hatchery on the outside, it's maybe doable. He's going to start a Roach Warren here and try his best, but he's almost certainly going to lose his natural for it.
That is insane, dude. This is so much damage, and like the Lings are trying to buy time. The Queen's like going to put a Creep Tumor down here and stuff, but like maybe save for Transfuse. There's no way he keeps the hatch alive. There is
the natural's dead.
Absolutely no way.
Back at home, Kelazhur's getting up his factory. He knows that this is working. He's like, yeah, it's fine. Lift up those 2 barracks, leave the other one for a scout, as you usually do with the 3 racks. And the factory goes up. Yeah, pick the win rate of 2-3 racks in tournaments is absolutely insane. I very rarely see the strategy lose.
Yeah, I've got to echo that sentiment, Maynard. The win rate of 2 and proxy 3 racks in tournaments is absolutely insane. I never ever see this strategy lose.
Yeah. Now you try, Twitch chat. Everybody together now.
There were some good ones the other day, man, with Cyril and stuff.
Yeah.
I was dying.
I saw I was on Showtime was getting amongst it. He's like a Protoss Tears meme, copy pasta. Yeah.
It's like they call him Demour because he's the wall of copy pastas.
Demour of memes. Oh, man. Yeah, so Solar's got Ravagers here. Obviously, that's nice. He's going to be able to slowly bust through these bunkers, but the SCVs are still there on repair duties just to make matters worse for the Zerg. Wiz on 1 base, the Terran approaching 2. Terran's got a factory up. He's got a Banshee on the way. I mean, is there a possibility that Solar wins this game? I feel like it's extremely unlikely.
I think Solar thought those Biles were going to kill those SCVs, but he slightly misplaced them.
I did too, actually.
Yeah, I looked at it. I was like, oh, Kelazhur not watching, going to lose his SCVs. I'd love to see him get out of here with some of these units, but I think he just wants to kill as much as he can. Target the Ravager! Target the Ravager, Kelazhur! It's got 1 hit point! Kill it!
It finishes. But does it, though?
Does it, though?
Oh, it escapes.
That's nothing.
Points. That's
hey, he gets it.
That's a trademark.
Wait, he got it.
Gets the Ravager in the end. So, I mean, what he did there was he gave Solar hope. Nothing really hurts more than, if you didn't have hope and you lose it, well, then you don't really, you don't feel as bad. But if you have the hope of a Ravager finishing and then kill it, you've taken hope away. And that hurts Solar even more.
I agree. Learning from Florencio, Solar is going to start his 3rd hatch as the 3rd command center finishes of Kelazhur, and that's always a nice thing. And the Banshee finds the Ravager. So Ravager's known for ravaging, this one known for squealing. As the Banshee just blasts its face off.
Why are you making air units? You fucking try hard. I can't believe it. You're meant to be making Hellions. No.
The other Ravagers, of course, seeing the demise of their friends, so maybe we should run home. Maybe hang out for a later day.
Probably for the best.
Probably don't want to attack versus Banshees.
Obviously, the Queen count for Solar is not too great either. She's got 1 per hatchery. It actually doesn't even have the 2nd hatchery just yet, so it's more like 2 for the 1.
I love how careful everyone is with those Banshees these days. They really have become the Oracle of Terran. People have said, you know what? Like, we could just actually never lose these. Every time when you're like, oh, I could get 1 more drone. No, pull away, save the hit points for later. Just find the angle, wait for your opponent to be sleeping, catch them when they're slipping. Just get in there, get a few drones, get out. Kill a tumor, pull back.
That's right. Actually going for the Queens here. Pulls back to the Spore Crawler. Very conservatively placed Spore Crawler, but does expose a couple drones here to the Banshees. Uh-oh, Queen, get back.
Oh.
Oh, that sucks.
Oh! The Chadchi harass knocks Solar out of that game.
That's right.
Chadchi. Yes.
Banshees screaming. The Banshees weren't screaming as much as Solar after that game, I'll tell you what.
That was crazy, dog. I'm going to refill my glass of water really quick because this series is insane. I'll be back in 10 seconds.
Indeed. Kelazhur on match point here, guys. I picked Solar as the favorite. I look at Kelazhur in the bracket. I'm like, yeah, he's good. But does he get to the final here? Unlikely. Does he win the final? Probably less likely. But he's on match point. Respect to the Killer God. I'm an absolute scrub. What the fuck do I know about StarCraft? Why are you even here? Why have 759 people subscribed to my channel? What the fuck are you all doing with your money? I don't know anything. Why are you sending it my way? Go give it to Pig. He's the expert. Oh my god. Absolutely insane. What a showing here from the Kelazhur. It feels like it's been a solid 3 years since Kelazhur was like a contender for, when people were talking about Kelazhur as like one of the best foreign Terrans. It feels like it's been 3 years, like at least 3 years, maybe more. I think 2017 was when he was like doing, surprisingly well in some of those international tournaments. Like I think in Austin, he got like top 8 once, I think, something like that. But rarely will he get any further than that. Very often not the case, but damn if he's not looking good today. And it wasn't like he had a free win run either. Like Kelazhur has actually had some pretty sick opponents on the way through here.
We're talking about Kelazhur's peak results and stuff in the past in his career.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it feels like 2017 was like the last time I feel when, qualified for BlizzCon.
Yeah.
He got pretty deep in WCS, so he got enough points to qualify, obviously. So it was at that point where like Kelazhur was actually brought up with other people as like the one of the best foreign Terrans. And then just I think like a few years moving to Netherlands, studying, that sort of thing. Well, he's kind of been in the back of a lot of our minds.
Well, there's some people out there who are only out for themselves. A lot of people don't know is that Kelazhur is actually an SCV for Brazil. And he actually got sent to Proxy Racks, the Netherlands. So he's been over there building a couple of barracks, repairing some bunkers, hanging out for the last few years. He hasn't had as much time to practice. He's still bloody good, though. And man, he's in form right now.
Damn straight. Well, in the bottom left here, not going to proxy in this game. It is Kelazhur, representing Archangel Gaming. He's on match point.
Hells yeah. And his opponent up here in the top right, a guy who's been looking monstrous lately. He lost the finals to Parting last week. I don't want to see a pattern. He was looking the favorite in that series by far. Ended up losing Game 5 to a Cannon Rush. Game 4, he tried to do a Speedling all-in, which got absolutely shut down by Parting. And then Game 5, he got Cannon Rushed after looking dominant in their straight-up games. So I don't know, man. I want to see him bring it back here and at least bring us to a Game 5. In the top right, it is Solar.
Yeah, buddy. Eternal Empire, I feel like it's a pretty decent map for Solar. It's a very long rush distance. I mean, Kelazhur played a pretty solid game against Denver on this map, but of course, they're different Zergs. So, yeah, I'm excited, man.
Hells yeah. And Solar is indeed not in a slouch at the moment, guys. There is no people. Some people are like,
don't
oh,
read too much into this series.
People are like, oh, is Solar not that good? No, I thought he was better than Kelazhur. Kelazhur is just peaking right now in terms of the last couple of years. He is so good right now. It's insane.
What this series is showing us is that Kelazhur is still very relevant, and is very, very, very good. It's not showing that Solar is bad or on a slump. That's for damn sure. I mean, keep in mind these tournaments that he's playing in, right? Like, these tournaments start very early for Korea, and he's getting into the finals 2 weeks in a row, and he went down to Parting. Are you really going to be upset at someone for dying to Parting in a grand final? I don't know.
No, not at all.
Not in the slightest. And even back when Parting was playing in these tournaments that started at 4 a.m., like back when they started at 4 a.m., he was still going toe-to-toe with Clem, who also is playing at 4 a.m., who everyone talks about as the best foreign Terran right now. He's defeated Clem actually 3-0 at one point.
Absolutely agree with that, Maynard, but I think right now we are watching four inglorious bastards going on a one-way trip to assassinate
I see that.
an SCV building the command center. Why are they running away?
Solar said to the SCV, it's like, I demand you owe me a debit. 100 SCV scalps.
I'm surprised he didn't commit there. That was really weird from Solar.
Yeah,
I think 100% he gets the SCV and slows it down for a solid 20 seconds maybe. Paul forces a few SCVs. Yeah. Really weird.
The Terran will fear us.
Meanwhile, the SCV's just drilling. He's like, Sig Heil, Sig Heil, Sig Heil.
Achtung, the command center is complete.
Wow, that's a real Nazi SCV, isn't it?
Yeah, well, damn, this SCV probably has some views that I don't agree with. Probably put him back in the main mineral line and not let him leave the map and do anything else on the map that's important. I'm tired.
Oh, this is why I love having you here with me. By this point, when I'm casting on my own, I'm just shouting about the most random shit on my own, and it just feels like I'm deep in mania.
The random shit is still being spattered. It's just that someone else is taking turns.
Well, that's it. That's it. I feel less like a psychopath when I've got you with me, man.
I didn't save the Reaper. The Hellions going there as quickly as they could, but
a bit of attacks at least. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a little bit done.
A couple lings go down and stuff. Not too bad. OV speed, interestingly, for Solar, and lots of queens and lings building. I see OV speed, and I'm always like, is he gonna go for drops? But no, you need a quick lair for that. So it looks like he is just double checking. He's like, I do not want to get knocked out by Marauder Hellbat again. Gonna come in and see these units. You can probably guess with that add-on in the starport that there's a lib or a medevac. It's usually a lib, so safety spores a good option. Actually, at this level, to be fair, players often don't even build the spores. Yeah, one spore on the angle, which is most likely to be hit. Now he adds a delayed one in the main and skips the spore in the third entirely, since he knows his queens will be nearby there to defend the Hellions anyway.
Yeah, so not really finding an angle there. I remember against... the Liberator finding some damage, though. Or is it? Where's it at?
The Hellions hit the rocks again, once again, hoping there's a creep tumor.
Yeah. I was about to say that against Denver, same sort of deal. Denver trying to spread creep down here, doesn't quite get it. Active tumor is a bit better placed, I guess, for Solar.
Nice Solar. And gets it, just barely gets that Liberator. And these Hellions not finding too much. So good defense here by Solar, really textbook. Opening up with his quick carapace upgrade as well. Does have enough gas for melee now as well, but he goes for lair. So hoping Solar realizes the melee didn't start there. And back at home, I mean, it's just straight up into that bio. And it's looking like it'll line up for a double tank push. Kelazhur seems really focused on getting that second tank. Now, when you do that, remember, it does create a fierce timing. He loves that push on that fourth base we saw in the previous games. But it also does mean that if you lose that push and you don't do a lot with it, the Zerg ends up in a very powerful position because he's just a little bit more prone than other Terrans to cut a few SCVs here or there. You can see him just, he's only building one SCV right now. He's more focused on non-stop unit production, hitting a hard timing. And he is one of the Terrans who, what makes him so dangerous, and this is always something he would talk about it quite openly, is he would just choose tactically in a series, in a moment, when to just cut a few SCVs and hit a harder timing, or when he'd shift gears. If he feels his opponent's being overly safe and careful, he'd never miss SCV production. Be non-stop upgrades, SCVs, and his timings would be a bit softer, and he'd be a little bit more kind of like, hey, let's get ahead on the macro. But if he feels you're being greedy, he will put everything into a really hard push on the front.
I'm actually not a huge fan of the fact that Solar is just getting Carapace here and no attack upgrades. He's gonna be up against armor upgraded advantaged bio here. They can take the hit from a potential Baneling later on, which Baneling speed just starts here.
The Marines coming in, the tanks as well. 4 Hellions in the back adds so much to this push. And already that hatch very low. He's got to go for it. And he does. The Hellions do stay up front, but a nice wraparound. Kelazhur went a little too deep there.
So good hold from Solar. In fact, the medevac getting a little bit too close to his queens. Luckily, it does survive. Kelazhur realized that, boost is back. Losing that medevac would have been pretty catastrophic. He's still producing back at home. Like, he's going hand to mouth with his money. He's intermittently making SCVs. Or trying to get that Overlord. Forces the scan. Oh my god, Solar. What a dickhead. Look at this thing. Oh my god, that's so tilting.
Yeah.
He stimmed again.
Yeah. I mean... I'm gonna... Nope.
No.
Nope. Contain yourself, pig. There we go. Just dodged a bad joke. Cool. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm like, ugh, you know, like when there's a compulsion, you're like, spit it out. I'm like, no, don't say that. That's not even funny. Anyways.
Yeah, you've got the, it's like the demon inside of you that wants to say something so desperately. But like, no.
Say the thing.
You're like, not today.
No, when I'm off camera, please. Baneling's on the left loading into an Overlord. He's going to go drop the natural. There's a lot of SCVs down there. Kelly wants to keep up some pressure, but I think this Baneling drop is going to hit in a big way, man.
I agree. Kelazhur has not shown a lot of promise in terms of dealing with harassment. Oh, good minimap of menace, though. Very nice. Wow. I stand corrected.
Yeah, that Overlord is going to force a few turrets there. Leaves a Widow Mine there and a Marine. I like it. I like it.
Mutt-mutts are out now for Solar. He's a good handle of this game so far, and he's moving out in the map and taking a bit of the map away from the Terran. His creep spread is still not amazing. He doesn't have any creep past the much creep past the 4th base. He's trying to take that high ground 5th at 12 as well, or 11:45, whatever. But Kelazhur already about to have drilling claws, producing Thors. I mean, his army comp is getting better and better against what Solar is doing right now. But Infestation Pit does get dropped. We're going towards Hive. In come the Lings and Banelings. Oh, I mean, this is enough from Zerg to take this for sure.
Yeah. We are seeing Solar just unit heavy, dominant on the map, but he's economy heavy as well. At this point, he has the pleasure, the freedom to do both. 81 drones. Yeah, he's a bit behind in the upgrades, but that doesn't matter. Remember that first game where Kelazhur forced all the fights when he had an upgrade advantage? Check it out, 2-2 versus 1-2. Well, Kelazhur's already just lost his entire army and all of his technical units like tanks and medevacs that allow him to push. So, I mean, it's easy to navigate through these kind of upgrade deficits for Solar. He's going to catch up on those. He's got a quick hive. He's spreading his creep. And that 5th base on the top as well. This game is looking like absolute map domination. And I don't know. I mean, if it was Maru, I'd say he still has a chance if he's happy to just turtle it up all game. You know, maybe a Soul might be able to come back with his Ghost Lib obsession. But I don't know if Kelazhur is the same sort of just play to the late game as those other Terrans.
I mean, he used to have pretty decent TVZ late game back in the day, but again, that's the 2017 Kelazhur we're talking about. Maybe he's a different boy now. Yeah,
I mean, it was a different sort of late game then, wasn't it? It was like, hey, you got 68 workers, you're playing late game. You know, TY was the only one who was actually going 85, 90 drones back then, and it was just a different style. It was more timing attack focused, more mid-game focused, not as much macro and progression. Oh. God damn, that's a lot of Banes.
That is a ton of Banelings. And there's no Widowmines really to punish this amount of Banelings either. The Marines splitting as well as they can off creep, but there's just so many Banes that they don't give a shit.
Here's a tip, guys.
Surrounding and picking up those medevacs.
Yeah, you see Solar in a bar, don't say shit to him. He will call his cousins, and apparently there's 400 of them, and they're filled with acid. Like, that is just fucking not a good idea, man. Do not talk shit to this Zerg.
Yeah. Yeah, hold me back. My cousins will fuck you up. Right? With the Ultra Cavern starting here as well. I mean, obviously an Ultralisk is something that, you know, an Ultralisk or 2 or 3 Ultralisks are actually just an army unit that's going to be very hard for Kelazhur to deal with. He's still so Marine heavy. Yeah.
And that's the way he likes to play, you know, a few Marines, few Mines, few Marauders, Thor mixed in. But it's going to be a long, just defensive hold. I mean, honestly, though, we have seen a lot of Zergs throw games away by rolling like 70 Banelings into a planetary and then into like Marines in a spread, right? Cyril did it.
Extending with Ultras and losing like 4 or 5 Ultras to Marauders or something like that, yeah.
Yeah, Cyril even did it in one game versus Clem and then the lower finals or whatever it was, the upper bracket finals, which is uncharacteristic for him. But I feel like every Zerg has done it. There's always hope. I always call it, you know, chucking a Zerg. Is where they grab their units, they find the most defended position, and they just take the worst possible fight into it, and you go, I honestly, like, you've got the map covered in creep, you've got better tech, better economy, and you somehow found the one thing that would, like, put your opponent back in this game. But I don't know, man. I don't think Solar's gonna do that. He's playing really calm and methodical. He is not gonna chuck a Zerg.
Yep. And the Ultras are on the way here. I like that he's still getting flyer upgrades as well because he still has 18 Mutas alive, so they do benefit quite a bit from that investment. Queen finding the wrong part of that neighborhood gets taken down. Pretty rough neighborhood, this one. It's still Terran favored, but of course, Solar is maxed. He's starting to amass that bank. This is the scary moment for Terran when you're up against a max tier 3 Zerg.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, good Widowmine, but yeah.
Good,
it just feels like Solar's still out of control. Yeah, not crazy.
Ultras are out on the map. I mean, the units lost tab is only about 1,000 or 600, in fact, ahead for Kelly. And that's good. You know, it's not terrible. I wouldn't say it's good, actually, to be fair in this matchup. You want to be ahead of the Zerg pretty much always. What was that? Widowmine drop?
Widowmine, yep.
Nice.
Got a medevac up at 12 o'clock, heading towards 12.
Yeah, drones wisely evacuate there. He's going to try and push the right-hand side, and he's going to get absolutely rolled if he stands his ground against this Zerg army. That's a lot of Zerg.
Certainly is. There's so many Banelings. Oh my god. The Thor's just trying to tank as many of those Banelings as they can. Solar just keeping those Banelings back, biding their time, waiting for those juicy bio units to send in those balls of acid. In fact, let's make 10 more. Why not?
All right. Just going to pull back for now is Solar. And this is a Zerg map if I've ever seen one. Hot diddly damn. Creep Tomb is spreading like absolute mad. And, I mean, does he have a greater spire or anything like that? I feel like this is the point where you go double spire, right? Like, you know, you just start preparing everything. I wouldn't mind a few infestors in the mix. I think that would be an easy way of sealing the deal, you know? Catch him on the map, drop a fungal. Easy win. I don't think Blinding Cloud makes any sense against this army. I think Fungal Ultra is way better versus Mind Thor.
I think that you are one of the few Zergs that really likes Infestors in this matchup. At the moment, Zergs just don't seem to like it anymore, going for Infestors, which I'm with you. I think that that's a really good call.
It's like the game winner,
you can't
man.
macro against things, especially when you're on creep.
Yeah.
Just fungal it, then send in the Banes.
I mean, you can do a lot with just Ultraling Bane, don't get me wrong. It's just the power of Fungal, man. It's Zerg Psystorm. Trust me, Terran players do not like it. One or two Infestors, it costs almost nothing. It really is the perfect thing to add in, but Solar instead is going to play a very high Baneling count. I do like this single drop on the left, but here's what I talked about. I mean, Kelazhur has a good economy. He's taking a lot of bases, but he feels like he's got to solve this with just Marine Marauder Mind Thor. And I mean, we've seen people do that lately. This is not a game where it's going to work. Solar's just too far ahead on the bank.
Oh my god, the Baneling still for the most part avoiding the Widow Mines, and they're taking out one part of the Terran's equation so that they can just break through and retreat with those Ultras. At the moment, Solar actually has only lost one Ultralisk in this game, so he's doing a very good job of not throwing them away. There are some Zergs out there that especially like some of the more aggressive Korean Zergs, when they get up to the Ultra Tech, they just start throwing it at people, and they don't care. Like, Ultras will be attacking planetaries.
Yeah, some people get a bit ahead of themselves with the Buffalo Charge, you know. They do end up getting let out, sometimes over the edge of a cliff. But in this case, Solar's been very efficient. And as he catches these kind of dregs of Terran, the trades are really nice. He's trying to get back together, but he just lost all of his mines. And those Thors desperately need some repair crews.
Yeah, I think that Planetary is going to be next on the menu here for Solar. He's making a lot of Banelings. In fact, you could go past the Planetary and just try and end this game by going into like the soft underbelly of Terran. But nope, Planetary it is. Go for the hard shell at first and then get into that soft underbelly.
Space Cows, Zerglings, Banelings, Mutas, and just crazy unit counts. I mean, these Widowmine shots are actually so sick, but there is just not enough. I mean, we've got, what, 2 Reddit Point Thors, a pack of Marines, a couple of mines. He's trying to hang on as Kelly, but Solar there using that bank, using that just massive Ultraling Bane, and nice closing out of that map, ties up the series 2-2.
All right, yeah, we're going to have match point here. Pig.
Yeah?
I have a troll in my chat.
Oh! I could deal with him, yeah.
He asked, would you consider Cyril still as a top 5 EU, or is his Cinderella story simply over and he should call it a career? I actually recognize the name, and I'm pretty sure he's done something like this before because he tries to trigger that whole, like, is Cyril washed up thing that triggers a lot of people? Like, who is top 5 if Cyril's not in there? Well, is another question.
Let me break this down, man. We got to get into this next lobby, of course, when they post it. But a Cinderella story, to define that, is used in reference to a situation in which a person, team, etc., of low status or importance unexpectedly achieves great success or public recognition. Unless you are one of these people who's like, non-Koreans are bad, people with white skin aren't good at StarCraft, or something like whatever weird shit you believe, like where you're like, only Koreans are good, when there has been such examples of there being excellent non-Korean players throughout the history. Stefano obviously comes to mind as a European especially, but people were expecting great things from Cyril for years. You know, he didn't come out of nowhere. He was like rank 1 on the ladder for a while, and then he started very slowly doing well in tournaments, and then eventually finals, and then winning tournaments. I don't think there was ever a Cinderella story. Maybe you can say, okay, him versus Koreans at BlizzCon, Cinderella story, but I don't know, man. Is he still top 5 though? No, probably rank 13 in Europe, to be honest. In my power rankings, just below Wiedemann's, King Cobra, and Grim Reaper, my favorite cannon rushers. I love those guys. No hate on them, but I mean, you know, they've just outskilled Cyril, and they're just a bit better than him now in the pro scene. So. Yeah, like B, Vanya, they've obviously taken over Cyril at this point. Yeah, of course, man. That was fun. Well, that's actually like a good bait, because there's actually people who keep being like, is he washed up now? What's going on? He didn't win every game. Like, what? StarCraft. This is such a stylistic game. So many aspects come into play in this. You got to play 3 different matchups. It's not just about being good in one matchup. It's good about being in all 3 matchups and then against every different player. You think playing against Haas is playing Zerg versus Protoss? Hells no. It's a completely different skill set. And that's the challenge of playing through a bracket where you got to beat 15 different players to win the trophy. I mean, what are the chances someone's going to figure out something to make things difficult for you? Grimmy's in chat, by the way. Shout out to Grimmy. He's going to catch up in a sec. What's up, Grimmy? Yeah. We love you, mate. Anyway, thank you very much, everybody, for hanging out, guys. Let's go into this Game 5 of the finals. Over here on the left-hand side, he came out, engine screaming, Reapers jumping up and down, pistols blazing. Let's see if he can close out the series. It is Archangel's Kelazhur.
It is indeed. And on the far right here, looking to stop this dream run of a North American hope, Kelazhur, it is the Korean Titan Solar from Cosmos Esports. And I feel like this map is actually pretty damn good for Zerg at the moment. They've figured out a good way to play this map. Not a whole lot of people are actually utilizing the backside of the map, although we did see a bit of that for Bly Solar. But I think like in TVZ, there aren't too many Terrans that actually I'll play on the backside. It's more like I'm going to just play normally on the north side. We're just going to have a big map to play on.
Golden Wall is always interesting, though. As the drops come in, I mean, I feel like Kelazhur, as he's been playing this series, has been actually doing less tricky stuff. I think he's going to take his third. And just on the gold, and he's going to push, and he's going to attack. And I think what he needs to focus on is getting a few tanks out nice and quick and not losing them. Be a bit more conservative with the first push. That's been the secret to his success usually. And, I think the secret to success is, damn it, I can't even accidentally missay it now. GG, it only happens once, guys.
No. As Pig regenerates, he's rebooting, but he's got an SSD up in that brain of his. So it's going to be very, very quick. He'll reboot. The Reaper is just going to do a little bit of tax there from Solar, picking up a Ling there.
Yeah, good job. Nice quick third again. Solar really loves that quick third. I wouldn't have minded more 3x Reaper. I think it got him in a good spot, eh? So I would have really liked him to keep up that build order. I guess this is a terrible map for it, so take back that.
Yeah, I was going to say there's not a whole lot of terrain.
There's this one tiny ledge where the Zerglings are, and that's it.
There's I'm boxing the right side of the gold base and maybe where the third of Solar is. Look how open this area is, by the way.
Yeah.
Good luck with your 3x Reaper on this one. Also, you're on the left side, which means your 3x Reaper has your add-ons exposed.
I love how afraid Zergs are to spread their creep tumors these days. And this Reaper is like, yeah, show me your tumor, baby.
Yeah. Give me that fucking tumor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. Actually, he's actually been one of the best Terrans that I've seen of recent memory that is just a creep tumor masochist. He just kills so many of them.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like a guy who's he's like a hunter, but he can speak to the deer or something. He goes out there and plays his flute, and they just walk up to him, and it's this nice angelic scene, and then he just kills it and eats it, and you're like, oh, that was really dark. Okay. Okay.
And he actually, he doesn't even pick it off with a rifle. He has a two-handed claymore, and he just
you're like, okay, this just got ritualistic very quickly. Oh my.
Yeah, we are Vikings fans. Solar coming in with the Overlord. Does he see the fusion core? Yes, he does. Good scout for Solar.
He's got time to cancel it if he wants to.
Oh, what a Chad. Lets it finish.
Yeah, man. Battlecruiser. It's the most solid unit in the game. I love how we had that year of people going, I just got back to StarCraft after not playing for a few weeks or a month or a year. And battlecruisers are just a macro harassment unit now? And everyone's like, yes. Yeah, it's actually pretty good, well-rounded unit. It's pretty annoying to play against. I mean, he's going to go absolutely for bio afterwards, though, right? Kelly's not going to play mech, would he? Wait. This is two-port? Where's the other? Oh! Whoa! Yeah. I didn't even see it! Oh my god!
I didn't see it either. Oh my god! We're too busy making jokes and memeing and shit. We're not actually bringing up the fact that there's a 2BC build.
There's a Roach Warren.
Oh my god, I fucking love it!
Roach Warren's so bad against this as well. And he's only going 7 queens. He's stopped his queen production. Losing the Hellions does kind of suck. But, oh, I mean, we've seen people just win with this, man. 2 BCs. They're probably going to teleport either behind the natural and the main or the natural and the third. And I would expect them to dive in. Yeah, man.
When you get Yamato, this is mech, right?
Potentially. He could also literally maybe not even drop mules past this point. Okay, he does. I was going to say, he might actually just drop mules with them and repair. Like, this is, like, when you go double port BC, it's some crazy shit, dog. Like, it is insane. 3rd CC's on the way. I mean, he'll try to go battle mech. The quick spire is what bodes very well for Soul. I was talking about that at the start of this series and in this series against Denver, how a lot of players go quick spire. Denver wasn't doing it. Oh, my.
Alg.
Apparently the...
a little bit of lag there.
Yeah.
I
mean, I don't know how to...
Western United States... I definitely had a lag. I definitely had a spike, but it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think everyone just got jumped.
Yeah, we all got the ping spike. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even Kelazhur.
It's all of us. My name is Robert Paulson.
I'm Spartacus.
Yeah, I'm Spartacus. That's right.
So what they're doing when they do that TEST, test, they're looking at the delay between them hitting enter and it popping up on screen, guys. Quick, easy way of just checking how responsive it feels. Just a heads up in case anyone's wondering. So first BC flies across, second one also flying across, but it's going to now Chad teleport.
Yeah, I would have thought tactical jump for sure.
Oh.
Straight into the main.
Oh, Soul is so prepared.
Yeah.
Is he though?
He's got a lot of queens. I mean, it is target firing the higher energy queen. It's a nice start there for Kelazhur.
Oh, get this other queen on the natural. She's like, run! Dude, two BCs kill queens so quickly, man.
They do, yeah.
Oh man, another queen goes down trying to chase him. Remember that queen range nerf. This build is objectively imbalanced now because the queens shoot one less range, right? Yamato! Boom, baby!
2 dead queens.
The hunted become the hunters.
Really close to supply blocked as well. There's the Overlord Forest is kind of stuck in the natural here. 3rd BC arrives.
He's on a timer though. 9 Corruptors are going to pop in 12 seconds. He's got to do a lot of damage, and he's got to do it right now. Targeting the Spire will not help. He needs to kill drones. He's going to drop a mule. He doesn't know about the Corruptors popping. I think it's too many Corruptors. I think they're going to blast him.
I'm with you. I agree. So these BCs are on a one-way ticket. Tactical jump still on cooldown here, so the BCs will go down. He's only killed 4 drones. He killed a lot of queens, but is it worth? I mean, that was shit, like 2,100 resources of battle cruisers right there, and the 4th one flying through the middle of the map.
Yeah, that's an insane amount of money. I mean, the 4th BC should absolutely try to pull those Corruptors home, you know. But at home, we've got 2 Marines, 2 Hellions, and of course he's going bio after a 2-port BC opening. Only Kelazhur. Absolute psychopath. Overseer comes in, sees it as well, sees Stim and goes, hey, what the hell? You crazy dog. Not even playing mech after this? Is it wee-wee? Wee-wee time.
Oh, yeah. He wants to get that Stim pack upgrade. Battlecruiser arrives. I mean, that's he gets Stim. That's really good because Stim is very close to done. A tactical yump there. The Corruptor needs a little bit of time to fill up the bladder again, so they can't quite caustic spray this command center on the way back.
They're chugging Mountain Dews as they race back to defend this mineral line. This BC doing a great job here. The BC's flexibility as a harassment unit really is the reason they're the best late game unit is because they both have the one-shot kill Yamato, but they also have the ability to hit mineral lines and get the hell out of there really quickly. So it's very hard to protect your economy against a BC player.
And a billion hit points.
Oh. Yeah, he needs help. Marines are coming out. The BC will help out, and he will be able to hang on here, but 11 SCVs. Kelazhur. I feel like he was just about to stabilize, but I love that Solar realized how urgent it was that he get more damage. He actually took a lot of damage as a Zerg. He needed to do something there, or there was just going to be a smooth transition into bio, and he could not allow that to happen.
Well, we do have a bit of a repair on these BCs, but it feels like Solar's starting to take this game by the short hairs, you know what I mean? He's wearing the daddy pants in this game at the moment. The hold against the BCs at the start, also the ability to just get up to a lovely drone count. He's about to hit like 74, 75 drones.
Yeah.
So, and he still has a good number of Corruptors out just in case those BCs try and hit him in, I guess, harassment.
Widow mines need to start up. That's the one thing I'd be critical of, that's all. Because this is almost pure Marine right now, Maynard. Oh, nice goop on the +2, by the way. Solar. Very nice.
Yep. And it's the attack upgrade, which I feel like is even was more important of the two. So I like it.
This looks kind of all in from Kelazhur, right? It's just like 2 BCs to be annoying, but mostly this is just like
focused.
8 barracks, just bio, medevac. He's trying to make mines. That's a dead BC. Nope.
Oh, it ain't. Tactical
Just-
yumps.
Yump. Oh, Baneling's behind the gold. Baneling's behind the gold. Now, this very rarely works. There's 5. Not bad. Not bad.
Nice. Yep, for anyone wondering what happened there, Baneling Radius, splash damage.
Yeah, just barely gets the 2 mineral patches. Managed to get 5 SCVs. Not bad. I mean, Kelazhur's already pretty low economy, so he doesn't mind too much. Gets a few tumors and gets the hell out of Dodge. Marauders are being added in. This is really important for Kelazhur. He really needs those Marauders because, I mean, this is basically just a parade push. He's only got 2 mines. Like I said, he desperately needs to be pumping more of those Widow mines out. That's what's going to enable this push to be powerful. Shields has been remembered. Fear not those who worry for the lives of these Marines.
Yeah. With Stim being delayed, it was probably just something that got messed in the programming there of Kelazhur's machine. We got a lot of Ling Bane here from Solar. Not a whole lot of Widow Mines here, but he does have a good number of Marines and Marauders. I think with 2-2, Kelazhur should just grab everything and go and just hope for the best. Like, it's...
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind him hitting the bottom base because it's hard to get through creep. So he's got to start clearing this creep viciously if he wants to push the natural, which I think was his initial goal. His 2 BCs are on the north of the map, so they're going to create some really annoying run bys. There's no Spore up there. The Corruptors are way out of position. Oh! Juicy!
His army for a second there.
Oh, I mean, those Marines will replenish quickly, but there's a moment where there's not that much Marine firepower. Where are the Widow Mines? His army just is not that big.
Oh, Solar, he takes the engagement he was looking for there. Losing those Widow Mines sealed the fate of these bio units. And the top side, the BCs have been ejected from the top of the map for the Corruptors. Solar everywhere at once, and Kelazhur not finding an angle to get any damage done to this Zerg.
Yeah, I think Kelazhur actually insulted his honor or some shit. He called all the cousins, man. And even more! Oh, shit! He just calls them all. They are all driving up. Ah, man, there's like low riders, there's loud music playing and shit. Oh, goddamn. We are seeing an absolute horde of Ling Bane. Kelazhur, I mean, we thought he was all inning. He's about to have to withstand a massive wave of Ling Bane.
And he's Widow Mines have all fired, Pig, which means the Banelings shall not be denied. The Corruptors even taking one for the team. Goodbye, Battle Cruiser, and goodbye, Kelazhur. Here comes the acid bladders, in they come.
Oh my god, how many Banelings? That is so silly. The number of Banelings that just came in there. I mean, that's an advantage.
He still has like 10 left over. Oh. GG. All right.
I was like, he might hold 45 more Banes roll in, and you're like, okay, Solar got this. Shit, what a series though. That was fun, man.
That was a really cool final. It's cool to see Kelazhur being so monstrous again, just looking like one of the best. He looked really, really good, specifically in the build order choices and some of the strategies that worked. I love the Marauder Hellbat usage. The 3 racks proxy was used in this game, which worked out really, really well. Obviously, Solar got a little bit unlucky there. And the triple Rax Reaper, I haven't seen that in a hot minute. It was cool to see that again on Everdream.
Oh yeah, fun. Absolutely awesome. Of course, you know, both players having some nice bracket runs there. Solar defeating Blythe 3-0, 3-2 against Kelazhur at the end there in the grand finals. Solar also took out Cham, took out Ryan. We had Kelazhur getting here over Cripsale, who we saw obviously having a great series, defeating Nina with some cannon rushes and some cheeky plays. Kelazhur took out Denver and Nidix before that. Lots of good TVZ from Kelazhur, just falling short in the grand finals.
Yeah, so close and yet so far. Solar is going to pick himself up that ESL NA championship that he was looking for last week. I mean, second time's the charm there for Solar. Gets himself 10 EPT points and quite a bit of cash. Actually, it's more points than that now, isn't it? Do the points get buffed, or is it just the cash?
I'm not sure about the points. I know the cash did. I actually haven't followed the...
They award top 4 now. I think that the points might still be the same. But actually, you know what? I'll check Liquipedia. Liquipedia will tell me. Liquipedia knows everything.
Well, thank you everybody for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, I put this up because it was a fun series. We do try to put up the fun ones, the surprising ones, and Kelazhur opening up with 3RX Reaper. Bit of a blast from the past. Cool to see. Thank you very much for watching. A link to the Patreons below. Link to Maynard's stream is twitch.tv/Maynard with an E on the end. no Keenan involved. Thank you for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next EPT.